Taurus, this is your October forecast. If you'd like a private reading with me or hypnosis to facilitate permanent change, use the link below. Taurus, this month you are focused on your work, your health, and what your day looks like for the entire month. And it looks like we're going back to something that we were doing before, thinking about or applying for. Mercury retrograde shadow period started on the 23rd and will finish on November the 20th. So the first 2 weeks are always, and the last 2 weeks are always as strong as Mercury retrograde itself. But you are focused on your health, your work, and what your day looks like. That's the entire month. Also, Mars is asking you to look at your relationships, or your relationships to do with your children and or siblings. We've had some energy taken away from that. So things have been a bit more aggressive, a little bit more less passion, and things have been going back and forth. So this month in particular, we do have the 5 of Wands here. And this is that bickering back and forth, maybe some aggression, maybe some all-out brawling. And it can be as small as we are, someone keeps cancelling, we have to keep delaying, again, Mercury retrograde, not being able to pin something down due to schedules or due to, misconception of what's actually going on. So a disagreement. When it comes to your work, we do have a major arcana card, the strength card. And I feel like some of you have been doing this for a while, Taurus, where you've been looking at what your day looks like, looking at your job and wanting to have a change. Now, you may have started that change in the last couple of months since May. And finding whether you really, really like it or you really, really don't. And this card here, the Strength card, Major Arcana card, is asking you about the 2 animals within, one that we feed and one that we let loose. And this card is saying to you this month, Taurus, is what do you really want? Because you're a bit flipping back and forth. So you've gone with one, maybe that was a responsible idea, maybe it was the only option available, but we're flipping back and forth. And again, Mercury retrograde's asking you to go back to what you were thinking about before, go back to the other options, go back to the other jobs. Something from before will be on the table. Now, just remember, this will not stay the same between now and November the 20th. It's going to change. You're going to change. Your ideas are going to change. So how you're feeling as of today, the 27th of September, is going to be very different from how you feel later. This is a Major Arcana card. This is about having clarity and focus and change and facing your fears when it comes to your finances and when it comes to your job. This card being the Strength card, your employer can be a family-owned company or a company that is a parent-owned company, so a conglomerate that does more than one company under the one umbrella. So we could be looking at that, but this is a major change. The 8 card is our employer, and it's funds that we receive from other people, anywhere else from what we receive ourselves. So for some of you, you might be becoming dependent on money from government or money from someone else or money from our partner. And also, if this is talking about you and your partnership in a whole, maybe there's been a major change in your partner's finances, which can help you through what you're doing. But this is a life change when it comes, and this is the entire month you're focused on that. Your home card, the King of Cups here, we're talking to a landlord. There's some news here. There might be some shifting here, but I don't think it's going to be immediate, because I think that it could be giving notice, or it could be, I'm going to do this in 6 weeks or 2 weeks or 3 months or whatever time. So there's that conversation there with our landlord. Now, this can also be with your parents or the flatmates that you live with. There is some news and there is options, and it's about a shift here as well. When it comes to people on the family nature or even flatmates, there has to be a conversation on who's responsible for what. We have to step up to the plate and we have to do what's asked of us. We can't just cruise along and just be someone that sleeps and eats here and just walks out and leaves the dishes. Okay, there needs to be rules. There needs to be, a schedule. There needs to be everybody knowing what hat they need to wear at all times. Don't forget, Saturn is asking you to look at your career and to follow those guidelines. You can't miss a few steps because you're in a hurry. You have this idea that I want change, but you're not exactly sure what that change is, and you're like, oh, well, this is a great idea, so I'll just go straight into that, when really you need to have a couple of more steps before you actually get there, because otherwise you're not going to be prepared. There's also, when we're going back to Mars and how we are with our siblings and or our children, discipline is here. We need to know what our rules are. We need to have boundaries. We need to have that conversation. And this month it looks like there is movement around that, but the conversation needs to be had. In your health, we've got the death card, major change. We are stopping what we are and we are moving forward. So not only are we, if this change in career is also sparked the idea of I'm changing my health as well, because you are focused. If it's not your career, then it's your health. One of those, or who you take care of, that area is your focus, your major focus for the entire month, and you will be redoing shit. You will be following things that you have done before in that area, because Mercury retrograde is really, really strong right now. Just the shadow period has already shown me that this is going to be a dynamic month, a dynamic Mercury retrograde period. And again, going back to our love, there are going to be issues there. Now, if you're dating someone new, you might find that they give you the cold shoulder, and then they're there and then they're not. If you're in an established relationship, you're bickering, fighting, back and forth, there can be a breakup as well, especially if this has been going on for a while. During virtue, messages from the angels this month, Taurus, is... yeah, you're at the end of the cycle now. So again, like I said, with your work and with your health, the death card's a major arcana card. It says that there is an evolution happening. We are going into that this month, and when we come out of it, there's going to be a completely different attitude and mindset when it comes to your health. Ariel says you've got to trust your gut on this one. Not your fear, not your insecurities, but you've got to trust your gut. And Archangel Gabriel is about communication. It's about speeches. It's about small learning. It's about promoting yourself. And it is about having those discussions and negotiations with everybody. So be kind to you and those you love. And from Jedi side Jake, may the force be with you.